Trinidad and Tobago. This carnival, don't show your worth. Expensive cell phones, jewelry and other items will only attract unwanted attention from thieves looking to make you their next victim. That was your Carnival Safety tip.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. We're going to continue giving you some Carnival Safety tips this morning. The TTPS joins us in the form of Inspector Michelle Lewis. Good morning, Inspector.
Good morning, Marcus. Good morning, Kimberly. Inspector. It's good to be here this morning.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
We missed you last week.
The two of you all, I miss you guys too. I realize the two of you all have tea and I don't, so I don't know how much missing this is, but...
Wow. So next week we have to put a note, Inspector wants tea. Coffee or tea,
Not
Inspector?
just ordinary tea, but I want it in a TTT.
Put through a request.
Let me tell you what I want from the TTPS now. Let me see if we can make an exchange
What
happen.
morning is some safety tips from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And so we maintaining that topic.
Yes.
We maintaining that because Carnival is right around the corner,
Carnival,
just about a month. So we're in the middle of it already.
Yeah.
And so we realized that we're seeing more activities than usual. Last time we did not have any carnival. The year before it was, but it wasn't, COVID was right around the corner.
Yeah.
So this year we're seeing activities because it's a short carnival season. And so we want persons to remember to play it safe. Your personal items, your property, you want to still have it after the carnival season is over. And so this morning we want to give some safety tips. We want to give some data, some factual data coming out of the crime and problem analysis of the TTPS that would guide persons as to the seriousness in relation to your personal safety and the safety of your item, your property, like your motor vehicle in particular. So we're going to look at larceny motor vehicle and the robbery motor vehicle. And larceny, the difference between the larceny...
Yeah, I'm going to describe the difference for people.
So simply the difference between the larceny and the robbery. So the larceny would be where, for example, you may park your vehicle at the mall or at your home in a parking lot or something like that. In the night, you wake up in the morning, right, outside of FET, exactly. And you come back a couple hours after, or sometime after, and you realize it is gone. It was stolen. You still have a mortgage or whatever. All that goes with that. And robbery is where the person will have come upon you and actually stolen the vehicle from
Relieved you of your vehicle.
So some level of fear in you and that kind of thing, and actually stole the vehicle in your presence. Right. So that's the simple difference between the larceny and the robbery.
Right.
But we experience more of the larceny. We see more of that offense taking place than the robbery. We have both of them happening, but we see more of it. So this morning we want to show some data in relation to it. So when you look at, for example, the type of vehicles that are predominantly being stolen, of course, in the two models are Nissan and Toyota.
Really?
For Nissan, it is the Aqua. Sorry, for Nissan is the Tida, and for the Toyota is the Aqua. So we look at let's look at the chart and let's look at the figures so that the listeners, the viewers actually will have a better appreciation of the data.
So we're starting with which one, the larceny?
So we're starting with the stolen vehicles.
Larceny?
That's larceny, right?
The larceny,
the LMV one.
Yes.
Right.
So when you look at the data, you would see for both Nissan and Toyota, you'll see for Nissan 423 vehicles, which was 44%. And for the Toyota vehicles, it was 316, which represented 33%.
Inspector, what period is this?
This is for the year 2022, from January to December 2022, December 28th. So you realize it is a lot of vehicles, and so we want the members of the public to be fully aware of the type of data that we have obtained from the offences, and to be very, very careful in how you park your vehicle, how you secure your vehicle, make sure you have security devices in it and that kind of thing. So the
Tida take over the B14?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Yes, it has.
All right.
And the main reason for that is because where you have a lot of a particular type of vehicle on the road, it is easy to disguise. It is easy for someone who have stolen the vehicle to blend in with the other types of vehicles because there are so many on the road.
But is it that they steal them to blend in or to drive, or they steal them and break it down for parts?
So they steal it to commit criminal offences.
Oh,
criminal offences.
Okay.
And so that it is a criminal gang or
like a ring?
A criminal ring, right? For want of a better description, to put simply, so that it will be stolen to commit offences, to go and different type of offenses, to shoot other persons, to rob someone, to scrap for parts, which is also a criminal offense.
Right.
So in different types of ways, those motor vehicles are used for in kidnapping, any type of offenses. And so in some cases, of course, they would change the registration number plates, and park it at a particular area and that kind of thing. If it has a GPS on it, leave it there to cool off for a period of time to see if it has a GPS on it, park it at particular areas, and of course, leave it there for a couple of days and then go back, take it, park it somewhere else like Grand Bazaar, car park, Trinity Mall car park.
In a public location.
In a public location. And this is why the police always tell persons, members of the public, when they see a vehicle parked in your area that you know does not belong to your area, it's not a resident of yours whose vehicle is there, call the police. It just might be a stolen vehicle that was parked there overnight when they didn't notice. And so call us because it is somebody's vehicle that they have left there.
Now, during that time, is it possible for the police to retrieve? Because I'm also wondering, the number that you shared, how many of that is actually retrieved, or how many of that is actually recovered by the police service?
We have a percentage of... All right, so let me go through and I will reach there. All right, so we had 38% of the vehicles stolen were parked along roadways. And in these instances, the vehicles, when the persons went to either patronize a business place or they left for work. So they parked it there for a period of time and the vehicle was stolen. 46% of the stolen vehicles when victims parked the vehicles along the roadway in front of their home or apartments. So that was a higher percentage. So like you go to sleep in the night, you wake up in the morning, where you live in, it doesn't have secure parking. And you park on the road,
Inspector, secure or not secure, it don't even matter, because the other day I heard of a story where a lady parked her car inside of her yard with her gate and everything, and she woke up the next morning and it was gone, and it was a Toyota Aqua as well.
And the gate was locked and everything.
Everything, and they had keys because she didn't even hear nothing.
Yeah, so what we like to advise members of the public to is that sometimes, depending on where you take a vehicle to be like washed and that kind of thing, sometimes there's a cloning of a vehicle device, because a lot of these devices, a lot of the vehicles now are utilizing the automatic way of opening it, and so it can be cloned. And so when that happens and someone comes, let me see if I can explain it the way the officer explained it to me. When they clone it, they actually connect with your vehicle, the system in your vehicle, and it registers in what they would have used as a substitute.
Wow.
So this is technology working against you.
Yeah, and so that now can be used to take your vehicle to go and open your vehicle naturally.
Seamlessly.
Yeah, as if it is that is the owner of your vehicle.
Of the vehicle.
And so like we were discussing before, some persons, a lot of people now are putting in more than one GPS system because of that. And so that, you have to be careful now. Having a motor vehicle is an expensive properties, expensive commodities and expensive items that family have. And so when it is stolen from you or you are robbed of it, it puts you in a lot of distress, financially, emotionally, and the whole family. And so once you can avoid it, because sometimes they think that to install a security device might cost you a couple $1,000s, but you might be paying for a motor vehicle that is $100,000.
And you don't have it.
And you don't have it. And if that vehicle is stolen, you're still paying that mortgage with the stress of now and your family and all that kind of thing. So we really want to encourage you, even when you are going out to parties and you just, you reach late or you want to meet up your friends and you want to park in any old space, remember that criminals they have that as a career. And so they are paying attention to where you park your vehicle. So you're drunk and having a good time, but they're very sober-minded and paying attention, very strategic in how you're committing the offense, and knows where you park your vehicle and will utilize the opportunity if the opportunity exists. And so park your vehicles in a very safe space and ensure that you have security devices.
We want to jump across to the robbery of the motor vehicles now.
So
and we have another slide about that one, the RMP.
So we can also look at the robbery for motor vehicles. And in that case as well, you also see for the same year, January to December 2022, and you see also that Toyota for Toyota Corolla, more prevalent, 41%. And for the Nissan Tiida is carrying 40%. So when you look at the Nissan vehicles, you have the 80 wagon, 24%, the Ring Road, 22%, and the Almeras still there, holding 23%. So we normally record every single vehicle. So even if it's 1% of a vehicle, you would see it coming up in our records, whether it's a Honda, whether it's a Ford or whatever brand of vehicle, we would see it coming up in our records. And our records primarily show the Toyota and the Nissan and the different types of vehicles that are criminal offences.
I know we're almost out of time, but can you share the retrieval? Because I know people might be wondering how is the TTPS working to get back their vehicles? Because as we mentioned, it's an expensive commodity.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get back my thing.
It is. And so... I know I have a lot of data here.
Yeah.
I know I do. And just to mention, to remember this sting operation that we saw last week?
Yes.
That is also part
Yeah.
of what the police service is doing in relation to addressing some of that we are seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am not seeing it here. I know I have it.
No, in fact, one of the things,
but I
right?
do...
I unfortunately...
if I don't give it to you, because I'm going to go back into this topic again next week.
Yeah.
Nice.
In fact, I was unfortunately a victim of that when I bought my first car, right? Within 3 months of buying the car, I parked it in Trinity Mall, and I went inside the mall, came back out, and the car was gone. I wasn't in the mall for like 10 minutes, and the car was gone,
What was the type of car?
It was a B13.
A B13.
Right? But my situation was such that when I went to the police, they told me I needed to have the engine chassis number and all kind of... Yeah.
Right.
To be able for them to even begin to look for the vehicle.
Well, I mean, how long ago? Well,
I mean, that's
not
years
even
ago.
right.
Yeah,
But
that's
normally,
years ago.
but things a lot has changed, right? So normally, the minute you realize the vehicle was stolen, you call 999,
Right.
and they give them a full description as fast as possible. If it has a scratch or dent or broken window, whatever, and they would go with that. When they have recovered the vehicle, those are things that would be able to identify the vehicle.
Okay.
So if it is not on the chassis number, it will be on the door of the vehicle, like on the inside of the front passenger, the left passenger, right there. I think you can easily note it there. So that's like the secondary place. And well, the chassis that is engraved in it will
So
be
it
the
can't come
prime.
out. Yeah, scratch it out. Yeah.
Right. So that is for your identification. And of course, it will be on a certified copy of a vehicle of what you would have gotten. So we really want to employ members of the public. You're going out for Carnival, ensure that your vehicle is in a safe space. Ensure that where you park, you would come back and meet your vehicle there. And of course, when you return, that the space that you park the vehicle is well lit, because you don't want to be a victim of a robbery.
Yeah.
So please,
All right,
we know
Inspector.
Carnival is there. Be safe, play it safe. Trinidad and Tobago loves you, and we want you to enjoy all that you have even after the Carnival season.
Definitely.
is over.
Inspector, we're going to have to cut it short there. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look
Our
forward to
pleasure.
continuing the conversation
Yes,
next
we're
week.
going to continue
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
So if you see
And you'll get my
something,
figures for me.
say
in
something,
terms
and
of the
please, my
recovered.
cut, my
Yes.
mouth.
You get our figures, we'll get you a cup of tea. Don't worry about it.
In a TTT cup.
In a TTT cup of kind of thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break and we come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Stick around.
Let's say thanks to the police.